boys and girls. Good to see ya. Okay, we're going to do a little quick math lesson today. We're going to get out our fluency cards. And remember, fluency means mirror on. Fluency is doing something quickly and correctly without shouting. Okay, mirror off. All right, here we go. Let's turn these upside down so they go easier. 1, 4. You're right, it is 5. What was your thinking on 5, though? Go ahead and tell somebody sitting next to you. Good job. My thinking was I saw 4 and 1 more. Oh, someone else saw 2 and 2 and 1 more. And someone else just saw it as 5. They just knew it. And that's okay too. Let's keep going. Oh, hexagon. 2, 3, 1. Oh, what is this one? It's a tens frame. You're right, it is 5. But how did you know? Tell someone next to you. You're right. We know that a tens frame has 10. One row has 5. If it's full, it has to be 5, right? 3, 4, 2, circle, oval, square, triangle. Oh, cone. Is it still a cone? Yes, it is. Cube, cylinder, still a cylinder? Yes, it is. And a rectangle. There we go. Good job. Okay, we're just going to talk real quick what we did right before we left school. And remember, we read the story 10 for Me. And it was about a boy and a girl, and they went out for a butterfly hunt. And one day she might have got 4 and he got 6. And then the next day she might have got 7 and he got 3. And it was a whole bunch of different ways that we could make the number 10. So we got really, really good at that. We got really good at that by using an egg carton that we chopped off a couple spots, and we made our own tens frame, didn't we? We got really good at it. But then we got to thinking, can we take an egg carton to the Dollar Tree to count out our money and figure out how many tens that we had? Thought that would be a little bit too tricky. So we thought of some more, and then we practiced a little bit more. We practiced on tens frames, on paper tens frames. And so if I was going to add 1 more here, what would I have? Yeah, I would have a full tens frame, right? Yeah. So then we got so good at that. But then I got really tricky with you, and we played the spinner game. And remember how the spinner game worked? We had all of these say like 1 10 and 2 1s, 1 10 and 3 1s, and it goes all the way around the circle. Remember, we put our paper clip. Oh, let me scoot that down a little so you can see. There we go. We put our paper clip right in the center, and then a pencil or hold it down. And we flipped it, and it says 1 10 and 3 1s. Now, I already have my 10 just to save us some time. It says a 1 10, and there's my 1 10, and 3 1s. So how many more pennies do I need to add? You're right, 3. So I will add 3 more pennies. 1, 2, 3. So what does that number make altogether? It's 13. Now, sometimes it's kind of tricky for us, and we try to go back and we try to count all of those over. But if it's a tens frame and it's all the way full, it has to be how many? You're right, it has to be 10. So we're just going to count on from that number. 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't need to count those because my brain knows that if it's full, it is 10, okay? So remember, we played this game just a couple of times right before we left school. You were getting really, really good at it. But what I want you to do is I want you to practice it a little bit more. So that's going to be in your assignment for today on your download. And then after you feel comfortable remembering what we would do with that, we're going to go ahead and add something else to that. We remember our counting cards where we had our 10s and our 0s, and we're going to make our 0 disappear. So we're going to use the same spinner. same paper clip, same pencil, and I'm going to spin it, and it says 1 10 and 3 ones. So here's my 1 10, that's our tens column, and then I have to put how many ones? You're right, I have to put 3 ones there. What number does that make? 10 and 3 more is 13. Good job. Now, I want to make sure that my brain is making all these connections. So what I want to do now is after I spin it and I make it, I'm going to build it, okay? So anything you have at your house, I have some, let's see, I have some beach glass that I took from the beach when I went on vacation. So let's just use that. I'm going to do my tens in the big cup. How many tens did I have? Yeah, just one. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So here's 10. How many ones did I have? I had 3. 1, 2, 3. So I had 10 and 3, and I'm going to put it together now. Let's put this over here. So I'm going to, do I have to count this on? How many did I say was in my big cup? It's 10. I'm not going to count those again. Everybody say it with me. It's 10. I'm going to take these out. 11, 12, 13. Does it match? It sure does. Okay, so we're going to do that one more time. Are you ready? Let's get rid of our beach glass. And here we go. I'm going to spin it. And this time I got 1 10. There's 1 10. And then it says 5 ones. I've got to make my 0 disappear because I don't have 0 ones anymore. How many do I have? I have 5. So I need to move my 5 right there. So I have a 1 10 and 5 ones, and put it together, it's 15. Oh, let's make sure that we're right. So this time I think I might try to do buttons. Let's try buttons this time. Count with me if you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Trying to escape. Now I need how many ones? You're right, I need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so I have 1 10 and 5 ones. Do I need to count these 10s again? No, I don't, because how many's in here? You counted it with me. There was 10. So I'm just going to say 10. I'm going to pour my ones in my hand. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. See, you did it. 15 and 15. It matches. Good job. We're just proving that we know what we're doing here with our 10s and 1s. We're not just putting numbers together, because if I said, oh, I'm just going to put this 10 here and this 5 there and put it together, and I may not know what that number means. So I want to make sure that that number is in your brain and you understand what 15 is, okay? So that's why we're doing this part of it. So after you practice that until you feel really comfortable with it, then I'm going to move you on to a challenge. Are you ready for a challenge? I think you are. So you better put on your listening ears all the way, because this is what we're going to do. We are going to try to move it onto paper and pencil. Ooh, boy. So on your paper and pencil, it's going to have 13 items in our grocery cart. They've already counted them for us. They already did our 10s and our 1s. And now we have 13. Remember how we counted on from 10? And then we added 1s, and then we got our answer. Well, we already have 13 here, so did I have to count them once I poured them in the big cup? I didn't, so I'm not going to count them here. I have 13. What comes after 13? I'm not going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay? I know you can't see that very well, but you can do that at home, and I'll have a better picture of it on your homework for today. So I hope that you understand that. If you don't, just send Mrs. Dixon a little message and we'll do a little FaceTime and try to figure it out together, okay? Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.